whatsoever because, you know, somebody who's a Linux user like yourself would know that that Linux and Apple both run on OpenGL. DirectX is pretty much the enemy of both of them. And I know you're saying that PC games and all this other nonsense. You have to understand that the Linux users and the Mac users both hate DirectX. And it's been an utter, literally bullshit hold that Microsoft holds on all the PC gamers. They don't give a flying fuck about most of the customers out there anymore. It's just they're pretty much they got this stronghold on the PC gaming markets, and they're not letting it go. They're like just fat kid with a candy bar, and they won't. And it's a dictatorship in that area. And, you know, I'm pretty much pissed off at Microsoft for this bullshit. And, of course, you know, DR Road Trip, how can I put it to better this way? Microsoft FUD. To everyone out there, Microsoft FUD. Because Apple has actually embraced open source. And Microsoft has pretty much created a FUD community group to pretty much bring out nothing but disinformation and bullshit about how Linux is evil and open source. They did this. This is proven fact. There's even a video of Steve Ballmer getting up there and basically saying that Linux stole Microsoft code, which was bullshit. He basically got up there and lied. Microsoft had become the enemy to open source. I do not see Apple becoming an enemy to open source. Open source is great, and I love it, and I hope that Linux will become a great operating system, and it will pretty much rip Windows down, because Microsoft doesn't give a flying fuck about a lot of their shit and has been screwing customers over. And unfortunately with that, I think half those customers like being screwed over, which is just disturbing in itself. But Linux is a great operating system, and it's pretty much a wonderful operating system, and it's pretty much controlled the internet. Even Xbox downloads from Linux boxes now. Everything does. And it's all just open source. I mean, underneath the Mac OS X, it's open source, just like Linux. And yes, Linux is a generic form of Unix. I like it anyways. It's a good generic form, and it's very well programmed. But yeah, I'm tired of hearing this bullshit from all of you. I mean, I would honestly like it if you'd all get together and find a way to stop fucking yelling at each other, because it's getting ridiculous on all of your fronts. All of yours. And no offense, Dragon Ball, but Ubuntu is it's becoming more easier and more understandable for customers. I do understand there is a problem with installing like Adobe Photoshop, and that is a problem, but I think in the future maybe Linux will fix this problem. But you actually do have good arguments. Fuchsia, you do have good arguments, but your PC gaming just getting that hardcore PC gaming nonsense is bullshit. You know, you're a Linux user. You should know that Microsoft hates OpenGL. And Dragon Ball, dude, I know Linux is great, but it's not that perfect. No operating system is perfect. And of course, that same message to Sterling 102, no operating system is perfect, and that also includes Mac OS X. And to Madison or Ubuntu Lee, you know, the community is open source. Live with it, or you know, just live with it, dude. Stop talking out of your ass. That was for James Madison, aka Ubuntu Lee. Just live with it. It's all open source now.